guys aren't about that pre-check life, you don't have that pre-check at the airport, you really need to check it out. It is the bomb, especially super early in the morning when you don't have to take your shoes off and your flap top out of your bag at 6 in the morning. It just makes life a little bit more bearable. Just a little bit. We're back in Colorado, but if you noticed, and if you're astute, you know this is not Denver, where I usually go. Today, I am in Durango, Colorado. Super cool town. I do actually a vlog for my business, for a candy business.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You have any candy?
I'm not supposed to ask strangers for candy? That's like rule number 1, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been a while, been a couple episodes now since I've given you like a real thorough update on what's been going on business-wise with Sierra High and where we're at. It's because it's been kind of slow, a lot of waiting for contracts and things like that to come through. Really what has been going on is we've been negotiating the purchase of a building that we will eventually, hopefully, use as our kitchen, as our main hub and offices, et cetera, for Sierra High's first location in Denver. So, it's kind of a cool spot. So we've been negotiating for quite a while now on this, and we actually, just yesterday, firmed up a purchase contract. It's pretty exciting. It's still not a done deal, but I'm being cautiously optimistic at this point. And so now that we're getting closer to having the building, I'm starting to put a little more thought into the future, and the future requires thinking about sales and how, where, for how much we're gonna sell our product. And that's part of the reason, actually most of the reason, why I'm here in Durango. So talking about sales for marijuana business, I'm still kind of learning a lot of this myself and fleshing it out. So the challenges that I'm realizing that we're gonna face are generally associated with the fact that this is a pretty new industry and also a very heavily regulated industry. But in bigger industries, since the times of just knocking on doors and cold calling, there have been other ways that have been developed to sell product that make it easier to move big volumes of stuff. So things like distribution networks. So one of the newer ways that larger industries function these days is that there are companies that do exclusively distribution of your product. These are companies like Cisco, American Foods, companies like that buy a bunch of products like candies and other food items. It depends on what industry they're servicing, and they kind of all stockpile it, and then they will be the ones that deal with distributing it to individual stores. Instead of selling to 50 stores individually, we can get our product into 50 stores by selling to one distributor. Unfortunately, in the marijuana industry, there isn't a place for distributors yet. There's no special license as far as I know, and there aren't any distribution companies like that, which means that we literally have to network our way and sell to each individual dispensary. In Colorado, there's like 490 dispensaries, and Of those, I think like 350 of them are single one-off stores that aren't chains and are unaffiliated with any other dispensary, which means that you've got to sell to each and every one of those. So part of the problem that's really the problem that we're trying to hash out here. How do we get in contact and sell to each of these stores, short of walking into 350 dispensaries and talking to their managers? So that kind of brings me to my reason for coming to Durango. A mutual friend knows a guy who owns a dispensary here in Durango to kind of figure out what goes through a retail marijuana dispensary's manager's mind when they're buying stuff. So like, what are they looking for? How are they receiving their shipments? Are they going to pick it up? Are they getting it delivered? How are they paying for the merchandise, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to bring the camera in because I'm just meeting these guys and I don't really just want to come in there and like blast my camera around. So I'll give you the lowdown and breakdown